Peace, love, and light. Amigos do Planeta. It's me. We're back with another interesting episode. A new look, new energy today. So we will be talking today about emotions. And emotions are simply just states of being within our consciousness, in which we experience certain feelings. The emotion of happiness is when you feel content, you feel satisfied. You feel a feeling of elation. You just feel good, generally. That's what happiness would mean. A state, a feeling of, or the emotion, rather, of anger. Feeling just these intense emotions. Really directed to something that you don't like, something that is not pleasurable, something that does not benefit you. There exists within us the ego, which we often talk about, and so I feel like a lot of times our emotional states are triggered, in fact, based on our ego. And once again, the ego is just simply a part of ourselves that is more directed to the individual. It seeks individual protection, individual survival. It doesn't seek to be connected with the collective, which is sort of the other part of us. So a lot of times our emotional states are rooted in these issues of ego and the way we perceive things or events done to us. So for example, if I feel like someone said something to me in a certain way, in a certain light, I'm going to feel a particular emotion. If I feel as if the person said it to me in a negative way, if they had an attitude, if they were mean, if I just felt that their energy was not vibrating at the rate that was equal to mine, with that, so I perceive them to be different from me. I perceive them to be the other. I perceive that they are doing possibly bad things to us or to me. But what if they greet me or they treat me in a positive way in which I like? So then my emotion would be peace, joy, happiness. So once again, a lot of times it's based on our perception of an event or something that is done and directed towards us, and it's sort of the way we internalize that and sort of the way we perceive it and put it back to the world. So our emotional states are very important because we can become very rooted and grounded in our emotional states if we're not careful. We can become very sick if we do not handle our energy and our emotions in a way that's proper and fitting. I really do believe that the root of most diseases are emotional problems. So as Louise Hay would say in her book, great book, check it out, You Can Heal Your Life. She says diabetes is like lack of joy. Depression is just lack of satisfaction with life, really, and where you're at, and even holding on to anger towards the past. Breast cancer or breast issues a lot of times deals with not nurturing yourself. The breasts represent nurturing. So a lot of times these people want to give and want to help other people all the time, but it's very important that, you know, you stay centered within yourself, within that, so you don't constantly give your power away, you don't give your energy away to other people. Once again, it goes back to that ego. It is there for a reason. We coexist with the collective because we are here individually experiencing our reality. So we have to have some sort of individual barrier and protection to ourselves, but often the ego is misdirected and misguided, and a lot of times we don't walk in our true or higher path as we should. We should follow our higher self, be connected to our higher self. That is a person, I feel, or the entity, being the state even, in which the ego is balanced with the collective, and so you have that infinite wisdom, you have knowledge, you have access to source energy. So once again, that ego is there to protect us, to help us guide, move on, create things, manifest our reality. But we cannot get caught up in these emotional states that we create or that we experience based on anything that happens to this ego part of us. So we always have to look at the bigger picture of everything when we perceive anything. You can't be so individualized to yourself. Paranoia, I feel, is this sort of extreme, individualized self-awareness in which one thinks everyone is out or everything is out to get them. At that moment, they are not connected. They are not guided by source energy. They are not working or walking in the power of faith and the path of healing and trusting that the universe or the ethos, the collective, or even God, some people would say, is protecting you, and you are divinely guided and protected in everything you do. It's important when we discuss emotions that we not just get caught up in these periods of thought that turn into these routines, that turn into these body reactions. You know, our chemicals, our nerves are constantly going, are constantly working. And so where are we sending these energy impulses, really? How are we utilizing our energy? We talked about energy in the last episode. So we all have our energy matrix field. Emotions can tie into that, as sometimes you might feel other people's emotions. You might take their emotions in. So you have to learn how to be conscious, of your emotion versus the other emotions, and then sort of being connected to the collective the whole time. So it's being centered in that moment, being connected to your higher self at all times. You'll be guided right. We constantly need to be connected because I feel like there are always tests that we get to sort of see if we really are who we truly say we are. So for example, if I say I'm done with a certain type of person, if I feel, but I still attract that person, there's something in myself that is still that person, that it might need to change. If I choose to change, it might not, but I am aware that until I change that aspect of myself, I will keep on attracting that type of person. So I guess for me, my own example is a lot of times I attract people that like to control me, and I think it's always a test for me to be self-assertive and to utilize my individuality as a double Leo. So it's a really important lesson for me is being true and staying true to myself and being self-motivated and just being utilizing that potential and being the best person that I can truly be in this lifetime, and just utilizing that source energy to the highest potential. That's sun energy, that's source energy. And not, though, being so boggled down by your ego within this interaction with other people. So, you attract these people and, they are controlling you, they are manipulating you, but because you're so wrapped up in your ego, you don't even see that. So in your mind's eye, this person appears to be good because it's benefiting your ego. But the reality might be that they might be really horrible for you, but you don't want to see that. You don't want to experience that. You might not want to you don't want that to resonate as self-truth. And it's pretty deep. A lot of people live in delusions, don't want to accept the truth about themselves, who they are. And I feel like that's where you connect with your emotions, is realizing who you are. Because when you know who you are, then you know what affects you. You understand your emotional states. You understand why you react a certain way to a certain situation. You understand why you attract certain people in your life that you do. You understand that you react, to these people that you are attracting in a certain way, in a routine way even.